The island of Molokai has been going through a period of drought since the 1800s, each year receiving less and less rainfall. In the ancient times, Molokai was considered to be the wealthiest of all the Hawaiian islands, and the Ancient Ones measures the wealth of an island by its ability to produce food. The word for wealth in Hawaiian is vai vai, spelled W-A-I, Simply translated, it means fresh water, fresh water. Molokai is said to have been capable of feeding its population of that time, as well as the population on the rest of the islands. Molokai's population back then is said to have been well in excess of 125,000 people. Now, we also, in our Polynesian and Hawaiian traditions, as well as in the ancient temples of India, what they call Na'ako stone tablets. The stone tablets speaks of a land and a civilization called Mu, spelled M-U. The tablets say that this land of Mu was the motherland of man, and Mu is said to have been from Fiji to Easter Island, extending north beyond the Hawaiian Islands. Our tradition says that this land of Mu rose 3 times and then sank through volcanic action, and what's left is Fiji.
And so Mu, if you can look it up too, it'll show from above Hawaii down to Easter Island of Fiji, and it'll show that Hawaii was the capital of this said area, and you can research the Pacific Ocean, and you know that the Pacific Ocean is underwater. Is the plate that lies there has sunk in 300 some feet. So prior to this, that the land was 300 some feet higher than what it is now. So there's more land, and there are more dry land, and those bigger land masses.
Easter Island, Tahiti, and these islands. Today, we have a fish that we call the mu. And if you have seen the fish called the mu, or if you ever see the fish called the mu, look into the mouth of the mu. The teeth that is in the mu will resemble human molars. The mu is a symbol for us of the ancestors that went down with its destruction. We also have an ancient chant of Molokai that speaks of the first Polynesians that arrived here. And when they arrived here, there is a race of people living here that refer to these islands and themselves as Mu. Mu is your native Hawaiian. Now, a race of people living here that refer to these islands and themselves as Mu. Mu is your native Hawaiian. Now, there is a chant of Molokai that speaks of a kahuna by the name of Paao. Paao is from Tahiti, and the people of Hawaii know Paao is from Tahiti. Paao is from Tahiti, and the people of Hawaii knows he's from Tahiti because of his physical structure. He's much bigger than they are. He also wears white, and white in our culture, and white in our culture is a sacred color, and white in our culture is a sacred color, and white in our culture is a sacred color. Very few people qualify to wear white, for white is the color of Akua, or your higher self. The chant says that Paao is here in the Hawaiian Islands, traveling from island to island, gathering information about each of the islands. Information such as the most fertile soils on the island, type of crops that are grown in these soils, source of fresh water, best fishing grounds, type of fishes that are caught, safe harbors. When Paao has gathered up all this information about each of the islands, according to this chant, he disappears for several months. It is the island of Lanai, which is south of us, that wakes up one morning and looking south on the horizon, they see the horizon red. It is Paao returning to Hawaii, this time with an army from Tahiti. And they also know that Paao is from Tahiti because he has 2 bodyguards with him, which indicate that he's from a warrior society. They were not a religious agricultural society. They were a spiritual agricultural society. Spiritual agricultural society. They were not a religious agricultural society. They were a spiritual agricultural society. Cultural society. They were a spiritual agricultural society. They did not worship the so-called deities that the Hawaiians speak of today. So-called deities that the Hawaiians speak of today. This is all brought in the so-called deities that the Hawaiians speak of. They did not worship the so-called deities that the Hawaiians speak of today. This is all brought in by Paao and the Tahitians. They begin to invade the islands of Lanai, Maui, and Hawaii, and the native Hawaiians on these islands, in fleeing their island, heading for the island of Kauai in safety, stops here, warns the Ohana, or the people of Molokai, as to what's happening on their island. The people of Molokai congregate on our southern coastline and wait for the Tahitians. When the Tahitian war canoes appear on the ocean approaching the island of Molokai, when these canoes are said to be close enough, the people of Molokai then begin to chant. As the canoes get closer, the chanting gets louder. When the Tahitians themselves are said to be close enough, they stand up in their canoes, they throw their spears, but all of the spears fall short. When they beach the canoes, they throw their spears, but all of the spears fall short. Throw their spears, but all of their canoes, they throw their spears, but all of the spears fall short. Stand up in their canoes, they throw their spears, but all of the spears fall short. When they beach the canoes, they jump out, they attack the people of Molokai, and what they find, according to the chant, is an invisible wall between them and the people of Molokai. They find themselves choking, gasping for air. They find themselves literally being picked up and flung back into the ocean. They become afraid of the island and the people of Molokai, climb back into their canoes, and continue on for the islands of Oahu and Kauai.
Yo, there you go, little history. Yeah, where we at in time? Ooh, we're close. Yeah. Okay, so here we go. Born was man from the narrow stream, born was woman from the broad stream. From the lost land of the yellow sea of Kane arrived Kahikoluamea, the very ancient and sacred one, the first king of Hawaii Miloa, and his wife Kupulana Kehau, the mist that brought the floating branches to life. To them were born Lehu Ula, the sacred red ash, from whom descended the priest of Kane, Kahuna, so the priest of the Creator, and Vakea, the heaven who opens the door to the sun, from whom came the chiefs, Ali'i. So, from Kupulane Kehau were born Lehu Ula, who all the priests came from, and the ones born from Vakea, all the chiefs came from, and from whom stem most of the genealogies of the Hawaiian people of present-day Hawaii, from a third son, Mukulukulu, the multiplier. Some say from a different wife came the commoners, Maka Aina Ana. In the 14th era of the Kumulipo chant occurs the name Papani Avakea, a name that describes the family of Vakea to come. Vakea took Papa, a descendant of the line of Kapulu and Ahu, by Hawaii.